The Denver Nuggets, they ain't playing around coming out of All-Star break. They get another win, back-to-back games. Nikola Jokic, back-to-back triple-double, going crazy. Michael Porter Jr., no Jamal Murray, no problem. Let's tap in. Locked On Nuggets. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get it.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome into Locked On Nuggets. This is your host, Swiper, your team every day. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all download this on Apple iTunes. Make sure you give us a 5-star review. That way more and more people can tap into the show. Y'all, the Denver Nuggets, they're coming back with the right mentality. Denver is absolutely saying that even though we had a little slump going into the All-Star break, we just needed to get rested. We just needed to get our energy back, and we're ready to rock, y'all. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome. Shout out Alejandro, Cedric, Trogs. We got Sean in the house. Quilt's in the house. We got a bunch of people, Malik in the house. Shout out to everybody out in here. Alejandro, see everybody in here. Shout out, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Locked On Nuggets. Here we are. Y'all, I'm not going to hold y'all. I was excited about last night's game. And the reason was the Denver Nuggets, they were going to be without Jamal Murray. Now, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic in the lineup are like 28-12 on the season. They've been dominating. Matter of fact, they might be 29-12 on the season after the win on Friday. They've been taking care of business. Shout out to my boy Miroslav, one of my favorite out there. Make sure y'all find Miroslav on DNVR. Man, that's my dog, man. But look, the Nuggets have been taking care of business. They're 2-0 out of the All-Star break. And what I love most is Nikola Jokic is not playing. He's not playing. He comes out with a mission. He gets a perfect triple-double, 10 for 10 from the field, 21, 19, and 15 on Thursday. Comes back on Friday, and he gets into a really good groove, and he takes care of business, y'all. Nikola Jokic yesterday, in relative to the Thursday performance, a disappointing performance. Nikola Jokic shoots only 12 of 17 from the field, only 1 of 3 from 3, only 11 of 14 from 2, only 4 of 5 from the free throw line with a block, 2 steals. Nikola Jokic has 29 points, 15 rebounds, 14 assists in a dominant triple-double, putting up stat lines that, man, honestly, outside of Joker, nobody in the league is doing. And he did this. He was a plus 24 in his minutes. And with ease, Joker was dominating DeAndre Ayton. And remember, y'all, for years, we had people saying that DeAndre Ayton was going to be a tough matchup for Joker based on the 2021 playoff run when Joker didn't have a healthy Michael. There was no Jamal, Aaron Gordon, what he is right now. Facu Campazzo, Bryn Ford, Austin Rivers, Monte Morris, and Will Barton were flanking him. But all of a sudden, Joker has this competent squad around him. And he has these players around him, even without Jamal Murray. And he has just figured it out. And I think Ayton's still a good player. He has an opportunity to grow in this league. But, man, Joker has just really just taken advantage of that matchup now, and it's really clear. And he was dominant. The passing was sublime yesterday. And what I love about Nikola Jokic is that when he came out of the All-Star break, even though he didn't get a lot of rest, Joker has locked into this mindset that I'm going to take care of business regardless of what's happening, regardless of who the competition is. And it doesn't mean that he's going to exude maximum effort because he hasn't had to do that. He might have to do it on a Sunday, which we're going to talk about in segment 3. But he really was able to operate at a very high level functionally as a passer, as a playmaker, as a shot creator. And what I love is that when Jamal Murray has been out, what it does create is lanes of opportunity for other Denver Nuggets. College Gillespie, he wouldn't have played. He would not have played yesterday if Jamal Murray was in the lineup and Reggie Jackson was there. He gets a chance to play with Joker. He's doing dump-off packets in the pick and roll with Joker. He's getting three-pointers off the DHO with Joker. KCP at the end of the game, KCP gets a screen, rolls to the inside, and then he gets a dump-off pass to Joker for a lay. And then you saw Michael Porter Jr. working the two-man action with Joker. I love Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon had a really nice dime to Joker. They got an empty side pick and roll. They didn't want to switch Jeremy Grant onto him. So Grant went over the top. Aiden had to get in front of him and play the pick and roll. And then he was able to feed Joker for another lay. What I love is that there's so much chemistry. There's so much chemistry between all of the Nuggets and Joker. And that's why they're so good. Because they say, even if you want to take Jamal Murray out of the action, we really believe we can get a shot with anybody on the court. Now, it might not be at the championship level we wanted to get at, but he's been really freaking good with all of these people. So it was a great game from Joker, y'all. And big ups to Joker. Big ups to Michael Porter Jr. Michael continues to show that when the coaching allows for him, meaning allows space for him as a player, and he's reading his keys, he's knowing where he's supposed to be on the court, Michael Porter Jr. shows that there are points where he can be a legitimate number 2 option, not a championship level number 2, because the on-ball creation is not there. But for a playoff number 2, yeah, he already did that. Honestly, remember when Jamal Murray went down that 2020-2021 season, last 23 games of the year, MPJ went crazy. And I think games like today, they show that a lot of MPJ's value offensively is obviously tied in his shot making, that's not an issue. That's the same as a lot of players in the NBA, if not every offensive guard to wing. So his shot making needs to be there, but he's been one of the best shooters in the league. Throughout his career, outside the 9 games, he was clearly injured in the 21-22 season. But yesterday, Michael Porter Jr. gets 34 points, a season high, goes for 12 rebounds. He puts up a team high 21 shots, makes 13 of them, but he goes 5 of 10 from 3. 5 of 10 from 3, 50% from 3. And then he also shoots 8 of 11 from 2 yesterday. So when MPJ is able to like lock in at a score, but what he did yesterday that was so tantamount to their success is that he knew that his value offensively was creating pathways for other people. His defense was really solid yesterday. And one of my favorite plays, MPJ got switched on to DeAndre Ayton in transition. Ayton tried to post him up. MPJ played big, kept his base. Ayton shot over the top, missed it. Michael Porter Jr. got the rebound. He then passed it out for the outlet. He did this like little spin move in the transition. And then eventually what happens is instead of just trying to settle for his own shot on the left wing, Michael Porter Jr. says that I'm going to play the offense. And MPJ immediately, without hesitation, he cuts through the lane diagonally from the right wing. But what it does, it takes his man out of the picture and it takes Peyton Watson's man out of the picture. Because at this point, MPJ had been going off and was the leading scorer for the Nuggets, and he was dominating. So they didn't want to give him any room at that rim. And so he peeled his man off, took Peyton Watson's man with him. Peyton Watson, the ball got thrown over the top, and it's a wide open three-pointer in transition for Peyton Watson, who also had a very good game yesterday. So Michael Porter is every level figuring out how to be a better pro. And I think some of the reason why his numbers, they just don't look the way you think they should look sometimes, especially over the course of a season, 19 points a game at times, then other times he'll be like the regular season, 16 points a game. And his numbers don't scream like high-level offensive player. But I think a lot of this is just that Michael's value in this offense is to be a release valve primarily. Michael Porter operates out of a really high level when it comes to his shooting and his off-ball value. Absolutely. But one of the things about the Nuggets is that they don't necessarily run plays for Michael just to like go off and go crazy. Last 5 games, though, y'all, Michael is averaging 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He's shooting 52% from the field. He's shooting 41% from 3. And he's also shooting 100% from the free throw line with 2 double-doubles. 23, 8, and 2. 52, 41, 100 splits. Now, obviously, on the season, Porter's averaging 16 and 7, 47, 39, 81 splits. But a lot of this is that his function within the offense, it just doesn't, again, allow him to explore his game the way he has been the last couple of games and especially yesterday. But really shout out to Michael Porter. And you really get a chance to see, too, man, with Porter, that I think one of the things is he is such an unselfish player. He's such an unselfish player. He does what he's supposed to do. He buys into the scheme. He buys into the team. and he doesn't make it about himself, which is why the Denver Nuggets are so freaking good. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Joker a little more on the other side of this. Talk about some of the things that happened with the Ben shooting yesterday, which had a really freaking good game. And then we're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets versus the Warriors as well. We'll be right back here at Locked On Nuggets. So when you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help you to find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. Now, again, even myself, when I'm looking to have somebody help with the video manager, my career job, my day job, I have to hire videographers, photographers. I got to hire people that specialize in sound and audio. I got to hire people to be on shows. Like, I got to talk to the middle person. I got to talk to the person that's their agent. I got to talk to the people that's like, even just wanting to make sure they have everything that they need. And so it's really important for me that I have resources to be able to pull on to help me find the best possible candidates for those opportunities. LinkedIn isn't just another job board. LinkedIn has a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, which make it the best place to hire. It gives you access to professionals you can't find anywhere else. LinkedIn does all that while making the process easy and intuitive. Hiring is easy when you have that many quality candidates. So easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. LinkedIn knows that small businesses are wearing so many hats and might not have the time or resources to hire. So LinkedIn is constantly finding ways to make the process easier. They even just launched a feature that helps you to write job description, making the process even easier and quicker. Hey, over 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonnba. That's linkedin.com/lockedonnba to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. We'll be right back here, Locked On Nuggets. Y'all, we are back here for segment 2, Locked On Nuggets. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat today. This was your host, Swiper. The Denver Nuggets, they come off another great victory, 2-0 since the All-Star break, getting their record back right to where it should be. They're sitting at 38-19 with a great ESPN game coming up on Sunday. Y'all, well, we got to talk about Collins and Lefsey. Now, the starters played really great. Like I said, Michael Porter, 34-12. Nikola Jokic, 29, 15, and 14. Aaron Gordon, 8, 2, and 7. But Aaron Gordon, plus 23 in his minutes. Now, KCP, 9, 4, and 4, 2 of 5 from the field. Hit a 3 last night finally. He was a plus 21. Reggie Jackson didn't have a great game. He was only 4-10 from the field, 1 of 5 from the three-point line. Brushed a few shots, didn't look good. Hopefully has a better game come Sunday. He was a -1 in his minutes, but not to fear, Collins Gillespie is here. Collins Gillespie, in a game that literally he didn't know he was playing in up until maybe prior to the game yesterday when Jamal Murray was announced out. He had 24 minutes played, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 9 from the field, y'all. 4 of 4 from 3. He also had a steal, and he was a plus 23 yesterday. Now, I want to give him his props because, Colin, that was your best game as an NBA player in your career. You should absolutely be ecstatic with that performance. And again, it's no small thing. Going 4 of 4 from 3 is why you're a plus 23. If you hit 2 of 4 of your open threes you get with the Nuggets, that's why you're going to be a positive plus player. Because defensively, you have to work. You're undersized. He's smaller. But what he was able to do is his extra efforts helped him tremendously yesterday. And that's what you have to do when you're a two-way player. Now, Colin had 2 created opportunities yesterday. Nikola Jokic missed a basket. Their center for Portland gets the ball. Colin strips him off of that right corner baseline right in front of the Portland bench right before the quarter expires. He gets it back to Jokic. Jokic puts it up, hits a floater. Michael Porter Jr., I think, misses a shot. Colin gets it again. They get a foul call on the play, I believe. Colin created multiple second chance opportunities for the Nuggets, which, again, for the smallest player on the court, that's huge. And Colin, man, again, he just has to work extremely hard to be successful. But if he shoots at a high level, like he did yesterday, and he can play make at a high level, like he did yesterday, then he can always find minutes and find rotation. But because he's not going to be a defensive ace, he has to be able to play like this offensively. And he had a really good game. So shout out to him. Christian Brown, 20 minutes played, 3 rebounds, or 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. Just 1 of 5 from the field. Christian, though, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He was a +6 in this minutes. He played with the starters. They actually ran a lineup of, I think it was Reggie Jackson, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Michael Porter, and Zeke Nnaji yesterday. And again, Jamal Murray probably will be slotted in there in the playoff, but at least from the really big games as well. But man, that's a lineup that can work. And Christian is just a dog defender. He's really turned that back on since the All-Star break as well. Got a great opportunity again coming up for him to really continue to expound on his defensive chops. Peyton Watson, 8 points and 4 rebounds yesterday, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Had another block. He was a -1 yesterday, but still played a really good game. Peyton Watson, man, I believe in the last 3 drives that he's had in transition, I think he's been fouled on every one of those attempts. And I think for Peyton, that's going to be such a weapon for him as his career continues to expand. Just because if you're that athletic, you're that strong, and you're that wiry in transition, you really can create so many opportunities for yourself and for your team by being that advantageous as a finisher, either because you're able to finish with contact and through the contact, or you're getting fouled, you're getting sent to the free throw line. So defense, also, we know he's an all NBA caliber defender at some point in his career. Maybe by as early as next year, he'll make one of those teams. Like, I'm not kidding. I think he should probably get looks at it this year. He's been that good. And I think the thing is, we know that's going to be there. But I think if he figures out that part, driving and finishing, he figures out that mid-range, that turnaround he likes to hit, kind of the Jamal Murray shot, and he's able to hit open spot up three-pointers, like transition, mid-range opportunities when you make an in cut or something like that, but then also a spot-up shooter. And then, he's a decent ball handler. He brought the ball up the court yesterday a couple times. So Peyton, man, just continuing to round it out. Only 18 minutes played yesterday. That was third on the bench, so a lot of time, but really good game from him. But y'all, Zeke Nnaji, man, I continue to say that Zeke has all of the skill sets to be a quality player for the Nuggets. He's long, he's athletic, he plays hard. But Zeke, man, if he continues to put games like this together, he's going to get more and more comfortable. And Michael Malone, more importantly, is going to get more and more comfortable playing it. He had 11 minutes played yesterday, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 3 of 4 from the field. Now, he was a -2. But remember, if you've been following me for years, I say if you're a bench player and you're playing a +2 and a -2 for the game, that's perfect. That's great because you're not that much a negative or you're a slight positive. And that's really all you need to be. You need to be a slight negative, a neutral, or a slight positive. And anything above a slight positive, that's all extra. That's just, that's whipped cream. Like, you just can't be a negative, and you start making it difficult for the starter because the starters are going to win their minutes like they did yesterday, where they're all like a +20, a +17 at least, except for Reggie Jackson. So Zeke, man, Reggie Jackson had a missed shot. Zeke followed it up, caught the ball in the air, and in one motion caught the ball and put it back up. Zeke was running in transition, and in running in transition, he would get a nice finish at the rim for a dunk. And defensively, he fits the Nuggets scheme. We want to switch everything when Nikola Jokic isn't out there. When Joker's not out there, we want our defense to be A1. Everybody locked in, everybody amped up. We're not going to bleed points. We might not score a lot when Jokic isn't in the game, but you're not going to score efficiently at all because we're locking in defensively. And that was the solution for them in the playoff. That's why they won the Joker minutes. That's why the Joker minutes were really a net neutral or a slight negative. Because the thing is, they might not have a lot of scoring chops, but Jamal Murray is a good enough playmaker where he's going to lift up that second unit, which he did all last playoffs. But if they're able to play defense and Zeke Nnaji can be a part of that, especially for the rest of this regular season, like I said, man, it really just changes things for what the Nuggets were able to do as a whole. But ultimately, the Nuggets shot 59% from the field, 39% from 3, and they had only 12 turnovers and 38 assists. after getting 41 assists and 16 turnovers the other game. So that's great. That is great. 79 assists and 28 turnovers in a 2-game stretch. Hey, you can live with that. Y'all, up next, we're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets are taking on the Golden State Warriors. What are some things that we can look into from this game? Are there any takeaways that we can point to? Jamal Murray, if he's back, what do we expect to happen in this game as well? We're going to talk about that and more on the other side here, Locked On Nuggets. So y'all, we are here with FanDuel. Get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, the new customers get $150. That's $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Now bet all your favorite NBA players and teams with quick bets, live, same game parlays, exclusive props, and more. The MVP race is heating up. Luka Doncic, SGA, Nikola Jokic. Who's going to come away with the award? I think it's going to be one of those 3 players. Giannis Antetokounmpo. They got to win yesterday in Minnesota. Is that going to be another option? There are some players that you can place some future bets on, including the NBA championship. Who do you think is going to make it out of the West? Who's going to make it out of the East? Because right now, the Celtics are the overwhelming favorite in the East, and they're the overall favorite in the NBA. The Heat, the Knicks, who knows? But this is a great opportunity with FanDuel to tap in with them. All you got to do is just visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. We'll be right back here at Locked On Nuggets. We are back here at Locked On Nuggets. This is your host, Swiper. This is your team every day. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. We're continuing to build the Locked On Nuggets community. You got me today. You're going to have Matt Moore, and you're going to have Adam Mares for World's Finest tomorrow night after the Golden State Warriors game. But y'all, so the Denver Nuggets, they're sitting currently at the 4 seed. They're a game and a half out of the 1st seed. They're a game and a half out of the 1st seed. The Golden State Warriors, they're sitting at the 10th seed. They are a half game behind the LA Lakers after winning versus the Lakers just a few days ago. No LeBron James. Now, the Warriors, they've been playing pretty well as of late. They are winning a lot. I believe they've won 7 of their last 8 games. Let me check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They beat the Charlotte Hornets yesterday, 97-84. Draymond Green is back now over the course of the stretch, just to be clear. They have beaten the 76ers. So let's go back to January 30th. They beat the 76ers, no Embiid, 119-107. They beat the Grizzlies, obviously, no Ja, 121-101. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks, 141-134. That was Steph Curry's huge game, I believe. I want to say Steph had 60 that game. They beat the Brooklyn Nets. They beat the 76ers again, no Embiid. They beat the Pacers, 131-109. And Halliburton, I think that was one of his first games back, 26 minutes, 5 points, and 11 assists yesterday in that game. They did beat the Suns off that game-winning shot from Steph Curry, I believe. I think Bradley Beal, Devin Booker was not available that game. Let me see. Beal was there. Booker was there. Durant. All 3 of them were there. So they were all there that game. They just weren't there versus the Mavericks. That was a really good win for the Golden State Warriors. They did beat the Jazz. The Jazz, who were streaking at one point in time this year. They lost to the Clippers. They beat the Jazz again, 140-137. They beat the Lakers, no LeBron, and they beat Charlotte. So arguably, you can tell that this game and the Clippers game, this is going to be their biggest games of the season, at least of this stretch. And the Nuggets so far this year, they're 3-0 versus the Golden State Warriors head-to-head. They're 3-0 versus the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are 8-2 in their last 10. The Nuggets are 6-4. Like I said, they trolled off those 3 games right before the break. And y'all, Steph Curry, man, he's been playing really well. Everybody boo Ryan Blackburn, by the way. I got to do a show with Ryan here today, right after this as well. Everybody boo Ryan Blackburn. This is going to be a great game, man. I'm actually really excited for this. I want to see how the Nuggets are going to deal with Draymond being out there. Clay's on the bench. It's going to be Pods. It's going to be Andrew Wiggins. It's going to be Steph. And then, obviously, Kevon Looney. So I'm curious how they're going to defend the Nuggets. I'm curious how the Nuggets are going to defend them. Now, KCP, he's probably the key to this matchup for the Nuggets. Because if you just look at the overall numbers, since the Nuggets got KCP when Steph Curry has been playing versus the Nuggets, it's just a different performance. Now, it's not to say Steph is like a worse player. I think it's just that KCP makes it a little difficult versus the Nuggets in particular, this matchup. So in the last 6 games versus the Nuggets, since September or November since October of 2022, Curry's averaging 25.7 points a game, 4.5 assists, and 4 rebounds versus the Nuggets. So far this year of this season, Steph Curry scored 23 points on 6 of 17. He scored 18 points on 7 of 21, and he scored 30 points on 11 of 23, and those have all been losses. Now, he shot 46% from 3 in one of those games, 23 from the other, and 42% in the other. But he shot 35, 33, and then 48 across those games as a whole. So a lot of this is, can the Denver Nuggets continue to take advantage of the fact that KCP, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., plus obviously Aaron Gordon, and then Nikola Jokic, can they continue to take advantage of the fact that they're going to have to be able to put a lot of pressure on Steph Curry and Pods and everybody else? Y'all got to beat us straight up. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one defense, but you got to play really disciplined versus the Warriors, because people can be fooled all they want. The Warriors might not be what they used to be, but the scheme in their offense is still there. The passing is there. They're going to be able to attack. And remember, the reason why the Nuggets got in trouble versus the Warriors in last game, Nuggets were down 18 points in the fourth quarter at one point, and then Jokic had that game-winning shot that he made. But they got in trouble because they gave up 44 points in the third quarter. The Nuggets were cooking, doing really well, and then they decided that they, some reason, wanted to stop playing defense as a whole versus the Golden State Warriors. And last game, Nikola Jokic had 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists on 13 of 16 from the field in that game. Aaron Gordon, I think, had 15 points in the fourth quarter, 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists in that game on 11 of 17. Jamal Murray had 25, 2, and 6 on 8 of 16 from the field. Michael Porter had only 8 points and 4 rebounds that game, so expect a better Michael Porter game. And then KCP, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists, 4 of 8 from the field. But again, the Denver Nuggets, Jokic was a +4, Gordon was a +6, KCP a +4, Jamal Murray +9, Michael Porter, he was a +5, Peyton Watson a +7 in that game. Christian Brown, Reggie, Julian, and Zeke, they were all negatives. So a lot of this is, can the starters continue to take care of business? Because all of the players for the Warriors, and that Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Looney, they were all negatives. Jonathan Kuminga was a positive, and then Chris Paul was a positive, but they were really making sure to utilize their time versus the Nuggets bench. So if I had to put a prediction on this game, the Denver Nuggets, game and a half out of first, they're not going to be fighting for first. Michael Malone has said this. They're not going to cost the long-term vision of the team to go for first place. So I don't expect them to try and just outright blitz for the rest of the season. But they do, put yourself a game behind first. And then you continue to separate yourself from the 5th place spot. I think the Denver Nuggets win this game. I think they sweep the season series, sweep it. And I want to say that Denver will win tomorrow in Golden State 121-116. 121-116. It's going to be a little bit of a bloodbath for a while. I think both these teams are going to try to throw some knockout punches. The Nuggets might even get ahead. The Warriors might get ahead. But then I think one of the teams is going to crawl back. It's going to be about a 9-point game with like 4 minutes left. It's going to get to be about a 3-point game with 2.5 minutes left or so. And then I think the Nuggets pull away a little bit and they win 121-116. Y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who wins in Golden State? Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Make sure you go download, find us on Apple iTunes, give us a 5-star review. That way more people can get their eyes on what we're doing here at Locked On Nuggets. Shout out to y'all. Y'all know what time it is. I'll see y'all on the other side. We out.